Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Over the past 24 hours or so, obviously, we've got a lot of news when it comes to Call of Duty, but recently, we also got some brand new leaks and some brand new rumors. Now, as we dive into all the information today, as I'm sure you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, it is pretty exciting information. I want to stress, these are leaks and these are rumors. So take everything here with a grain of salt. It is not 100% confirmed, and it won't be until Call of Duty or Sledgehammer or Activision or Raven or anyone from COD says something officially, right? So that out of the way, yesterday afternoon, MW3, a fellow creator, posted a handful of tweets regarding the Warzone update for Modern Warfare 3. Just like what we saw back in Warzone 1, when it comes to getting new Call of Duty titles in the fall, with Warzone 2, we're going to see continued integrations into the game. It's not like it's going to be Warzone 3 this fall and then Warzone 4 in COD 2024. Nah, it's just going to be Warzone getting new integrations, just like before with Cold War and Vanguard. And for the Modern Warfare 3 update for Warzone, really up until this point, the only thing that we've heard is that Las Almas is going to be the main Battle Royale map, just because that was spotted in the campaign and it's got like the full Battle Royale map layout already there. And so we sort of just connecting the dots there and figured, okay, this is going to be the next big BR map, and that's what all the leaks and all the rumors have sort of pointed to together thus far. But MW3 came out with some pretty interesting information regarding the new map for the Modern Warfare 3 version of Warzone, alongside some other gameplay mechanics, which is especially interesting. So we'll go through a series of tweets here, then we'll break it down bit by bit. So MW3 says, new Warzone map coming in Modern Warfare 3 looks amazing. Slide canceling is in the current build. Keep in mind, it was also in the Modern Warfare 2 build that MW3 saw early, because he was leaking some stuff before, and he does sort of have a track record here, but it was removed then. It was in MW2 at some point, and then obviously Infinity Ward said, nope, we don't want movement. Everyone's going to be running in mud. That's that. No more slide canceling. So it was removed. He goes on to say, no giant hill is going to be in the middle of the map. There's tons of buildings and points of interest, unlike Caldera. Lots of areas that look memorable. I think it will be a lot of people's favorite map. Now, MW3 is pretty critical about COD when it comes to it, especially gameplay design. So the fact that he's saying some positive things here is interesting. He goes on to say downtown is very Verdansk-like, with the biggest building being Overwatch from MW3 DLC at the top, very reminiscent of Blackout's construction site. Now, you might remember Overwatch was one of those additional like Call of Duty Elite monthly DLC maps that we got that took place on the top of a skyscraper. And always throughout Blackout times, I thought landing at construction, that was one of my main landing spots, is like, this is pretty similar to Overwatch in a handful of ways. Obviously, Overwatch being much bigger because it is a full-on multiplayer map, could be similar to how we have High Rise now within, obviously, Al Mazrah. Anyways, MW3 also says Countdown from COD 4 is also in the map. Game looks exactly like MW2 but improved, hoping they make animations smooth and faster. Then he follows up that tweet by saying there's less open fields and more building-based battles. Looks like tons of opportunity for regaining, and honestly wouldn't be surprised if they tried pushing the player limit past 150 again. This map has a ton of Verdansk inspiration and little to no inspiration from Al Mazrah and Caldera. So this is where things get a bit interesting. Initially, when you look at the breakdown of Las Almas, there's only a few specific areas that you can see. The main one being like Santa Sina. That's a part of the supposed Las Almas Battle Royale map, and so is Mercado Las Almas, like the ground war variant of that. And those two maps in particular, you know, you look at them and what they are in multiplayer and ground war, and you're not necessarily getting the most Verdansk vibes from them necessarily. But what MW3 is saying here, to me at least, sounds pretty positive. Now, at this point, I'm not really making any assumptions on the game until, you know, we can actually play it and see how they followed through with certain things, right? That said, I still think there are going to be things that I'm going to hear, like for instance this, and say, okay, that sounds promising, it's got potential. Will it actually follow through? We'll have to wait and see. Other things obviously might be more of you know, skeptical take on them. You know, we'll have to see if this is something I actually enjoy, because the sound of it isn't something that it seems like I'd enjoy that much. But based off of these leaks and rumors here, we get a decent amount of information that to me at least sounds like it does have potential, right? Of course, we're in reveal season. We're definitely into leak season as well. As we start to get more and more information on the Warzone update for MW3, you guys know I'm gonna have you covered there, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications to always know whenever I post new videos so you can stay up to date with everything going on in COD. And if you enjoy this video, if you're excited for what's being broken down here and what MW3's Warzone integration seems to look like so far, let me know by dropping a like. It would be seriously appreciated, and it does really help grow the channel. But obviously, everyone looks back at Warzone and says Verdansk is the best map. We all loved how that one played, looked, felt. And why is that? Largely because of the layout. Now, part of it's just because how the game played with weapons and how the balancing was and, you know, everything like that, the era. But the map itself is oftentimes referred to as the best Warzone experience and the best Warzone map. So taking inspiration from that and applying that directly to MW3, to me already is a W. You know, personally, I don't mind Caldera, I don't mind Al Mazrah, but they're definitely not my favorite maps. I like certain aspects of them individually, but as a whole, they're just kind of all right. Personally, I would prefer Verdansk. So, you know, taking aspects like downtown Verdansk, which obviously was very popular, I'm hoping we don't see like 18-story buildings with no other way to actually get up to them. You know, now that we'd have redeploy balloons or redeploy drones, whatever you want to refer to them as, that would completely change the dynamic of playing back in Verdansk downtown, right? We, of course, didn't have those features available when Verdansk was around. But seeing some, you know, throwback maps in there already, Countdown, Overwatch, and then obviously being Verdansk inspired, that to me is a big W. We also got to talk about gameplay details though. Metaphor does mention that in the current build that he saw, slide canceling was there. Now, this does not mean slide canceling is going to be in MW3. I think some of the leakers and people who have seen some gameplay of it so far have said the movement looks to be faster than MW2, and that's about all the details we've had on that. I know you guys are oftentimes frequently asking, Zach, have we heard anything about the movement? What's the movement going to be like? This is what makes or breaks the game for me. Based on the leaks, it seems like, again, it has potential. Will they stick with this? That's the question, because as Metaphor alluded to, there was also slide canceling in an early MW2 build and they took it out. But Sledge seems to be more community driven and inclined to listen to feedback, and obviously a lot of the COD community does want movement back, similar to MW 2019 and Warzone 1. Now, when you hear slide canceling, that to me is just the ability to cancel your slide. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to reset your tac sprint like it did back in Warzone 1, which is why it was a actually broken mechanic. It wasn't supposed to reset your tac sprint, and they never fixed that. Now, me personally, I always thought you should have the ability to use sliding as an aggressive movement behavior. You should be in control of it. You should be able to stop it when you want to and have that feeling of MW 2019 movement just without the tac sprint reset. Then it's a much more balanced mechanic, right? And for whatever reason, that just never became a situation, and then they ended up removing it, obviously. But if it's something that the community wants, which the vocal majority definitely seems to, Sledgehammer, I'm sure, has definitely heard those requests, as has Raven. You balance it out so it doesn't always reset tac sprint, and it's just more of an aggressive maneuver rather than an MW2 where sliding is basically a hindrance. It doesn't really help you in any major way. Suddenly there's much more justification for it actually being in the game, and if it's in the build now, that could mean good things, since we're of course not super far off launch. We are going to have to wait and see, but definitely some positive news. At least that's how I'm perceiving this as of now. My opinion could change as we start to get more details and start to actually see things revealed, but until then, I am sort of a glass half full here. I like what I've heard and seen so far from the leaks that have surfaced. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below though. Does this change your opinion at all going into MW3 and the Warzone integration? Does it not change anything and you're just gonna wait and see what gameplay is like and then make a decision? Interested in seeing your guys' thoughts on this, but that's gonna wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out to always guarantee you're up to date with everything going on between MW2, MW3, and of course Warzone as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.